Jobs, broken homes. Experts say the causes of gun violence are very numerous. You can find many of those reasons right here in Columbia.
KOMU 8's Garrett Bergquist asked community leaders what factors affect violence the most. He joins us in the studio with those findings.
Brittany and Jim, I talked to community leaders and experts in St. Louis and Kansas City, as well as right here in Columbia. The cities are very different, but the experts say the root causes of violent crime are virtually identical. Every weekday afternoon, students gather at the intersection in Columbia to work, play, and stay safe. It's all part of an effort to address what activists say is one of the biggest underlying causes of violence, not having anything constructive to do.
The highest hours for kids to get in trouble when they are unsupervised tends to be the after-school hours, between 3 and 7 in the evening. And so, like here, we're open from 3 to 6:30, in the summertime from 3 to 7. And it gives kids a safe place to go, gives them supervision, and more than that, builds positive values and skills and focus.
The deaths of 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary School in December sparked a nationwide conversation on gun violence, but the number of Missourians killed since then surpasses the death toll at Sandy Hook and Virginia Tech put together. Activists say boredom is a major factor driving youth violence.
A lot of them express that they get bored, and that's when they go out into the streets and begin to do negative things.
But boredom isn't the only culprit. In the months since Sandy Hook, much attention has fallen on the availability of guns. Experts and activists I talked to gave mixed thoughts on the role of guns, saying the problem is mostly undocumented guns which have changed hands since a legal purchase.
You know, an uncle or a father gives as a gift a firearm to a nephew or a son. Nothing illegal about that, and that's how a lot of firearms get transferred in the U.S. But it also facilitates the transfer of firearms across many hands into the hands of those who would use the firearms for criminal purposes.
Lawson says children from impoverished backgrounds enter school at a significant disadvantage because of fewer resources at home.
You don't find books in a household of poverty. You find TVs, radios, games, but they don't normally read to their children. So these children don't know how to read. Their vocabulary, a middle-class child come with their vocabulary usually twice as much as a child from a poverty background.
That can combine with miscommunications between teachers and students, making the problem worse.
Sometimes the language and the behaviors that a student uses, the teacher takes as aggression or hostility, and it was not intended to be that. And when the teacher responds in a certain way, then the student escalates it, and then we have a situation.
Lawson points to a lack of father figures as a key factor in whether young men become violent.
And what you're seeing, once they become teenagers and never did get that, then who do they imitate? They imitate what they've been seeing.
And Lawson says what they see are media portrayals of violent men. The Youth Empowerment Zone holds job readiness sessions every month. Lawson says unemployment can lead people to resort to crime to pay the bills.
If people can't earn a living where they can live, then they're going to resort to other means. Robbery, house invasion, home invasion, carjacking, and all these things are really tied to economics.
Activists are divided over how big a role police and the courts play in the problem, but all agree the criminal justice system is harsher with blacks. One expert says sentencing for any given crime is fairly equal, but small discrepancies accumulate over time that can lead to harsher sentences. And those discrepancies can start at a very young age.
Other things equal, black juveniles are more likely to be remanded to confinement, that is a juvenile facility, than white juveniles who have committed the same offense.
No matter where in the state, the same factors collide. Broken families, easily available guns, not enough activities, and no money become a deadly combination. Tonight at 10, we'll look at what people across the state are doing to address the causes we just told you about.